What's up, people? It's another edition of the New Breed Podcast, the world's best new metal adjacent quasi new metal podcast from two dudes who are really there. I'm one half of your hosting duo, Jay Horsecow. With me, I have my partner in crime, the notorious TIM. Tim, how's it going?
Good, good, feeling good.
All right, we're all feeling good. It's hot outside. Fuck this weather. Let's go. So, what are we talking about this week, folks? So, this week we are truly doing an unscripted episode in the sense of I came up with an idea and I have not even told Tim what this is. So, I'm letting everyone know right now if it falls flat on its face, it's all my fault. Hopefully, Tim and I can get drunk over the course of the episodes, and this way it ends comical at the end. All right, so what are we going to talk about, Tim? So, here's the topic, right? So, you and I have had this conversation a couple of times where we listen to so much music from this show, and then we end up diving back into things. Or, oh, we talked about that in that episode, and I didn't realize that, so I spent another week down a rabbit hole listening to that, or this, or that, or so on and so forth. So what I want to do is I want to go back through some of the episodes we've released this year, and I want to talk about what are the things that after doing some of these episodes you went back and listened to and were like, man, I really like that. Or I didn't even know I would have liked that. Or man, I listened to that and it did not hold up well because I got a list of shit that did not hold up well. So we talk about, the deluge of new music. Oftentimes we go back dumpster diving or crate diving. Let's go crate diving. So I'm going to start off with the first episode, right? The first episode from this year that I think is relevant. We did Marilyn Manson Antichrist Superstar. So obviously we listened to this album a whole bunch of times when we did the episode. Did this force you to go back and listen to some of the other catalog? How did you take it? I know we have a Mechanical Animals episode coming up, but did you go back into his catalog? Did you realize that, man, I really like this stuff? I forgot how much I like this stuff. Was it, oh, I don't know what I liked back then? What was your experience?
So I actually did go back and listen to Portrait.
Okay.
Um, I really, really enjoyed that. Back in the day, I kind of was like iffy on some of that record, but I listened to it again and I was like, yeah, this record is actually really, really good. For the time it came out, I think, or the time when it came out, I think I was kind of like not really into that stuff at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoy that. I did Smells Like Children. That record's just kind of eh.
Well, it's all B-sides and the cover. Um, I did the same. So I went back and did Portrait, and I went, man, it took me back to high school. I was like, man, I forgot how much I really enjoyed this album because it was so different when it came out.
Yeah.
Um, I
Hollywood, I did it too. That record's all right. There's some. I think that's when he went to like the major, just like trying to think of the word. Damn, this really got me fucked up here.
don't overthink it. If you overthink it, you're gonna get confused. So I'll take Hollywood from you. I'd never heard that album before. That and Mechanical Animals. So I know we have an episode coming up for Mechanical Animals, but after listening to Antichrist, I went backwards and then I went forward through Mechanical Animals. I did Hollywood, and then I went back to the last album that they did, which I remember going, this is really good.
oh, the like country infused one.
What was it called? Hold on. I don't want to give you the wrong title.
We Are Chaos.
I think
Yeah, it's We Are Chaos. Came out in
I
like 2020 or something.
I will know by looking at the cover. It is. Yes. Yes. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's good.
I really enjoyed that.
It's got a lot of good songs on it.
Okay, so
I forget who produced it, but yeah, it's good.
yeah, I really wait a minute. Producer Shooter Jennings.
There you go.
Dude, what's with everybody doing country these days? Now you got Beyonce doing country.
Oh
Like,
God.
speaking of country, not country, but country, did you see the band that I posted in Slack, Restrictor Plate?
Mm-mm.
It's NASCAR.
What's Restrictor
It's
Plate?
Restrictor Plate is the name of the band.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
thing that sits on the engine in a NASCAR car to make sure they can only do a top speed of a certain speed. It is slam music with a NASCAR theme. It is the cultural equivalent to Puig Destroyer, which was grindcore with a baseball theme.
Yeah.
Dude, I it got fed to me in Spotify, and I literally was stopped looking at my phone like, what is this?
That's funny.
It is, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, so Marilyn Manson, we went backwards and forwards. We both enjoyed it. So, Tim, when we did a trip down memory lane. This was the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks from 2001. So this was Nickelback, Incubus, POD, Bush, Disturbed, Stained, Alien Ant Farm, Sum 41, Lit. Did you fuck with any of this stuff? Go back and be like, huh, I want to go back and listen to that again.
So that's funny you say that because Sum 41, I've always liked that band. They just put out a new record last week and it is fucking phenomenal. So
Really?
it's actually in my top 10 of the year right now.
Huh.
It's that good. It sounds like 2001 all over again. It's just straight up punk rock, pop punk. It's really good. Anyway, I went back and listened to all their stuff, dude. They're a crazy fucking underrated band. Really,
Oh,
really
they
good
were
band.
they were always fun and talented. Um, I just never really I never was never really into that pop punk stuff, so I guess I never gave it a chance. But I did go back. Some of the big singles that they had were good songs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They really were.
I also went I also went and did 16 Stone and Razor Blade Suitcase. Great records.
That was the one I was gonna pull up. I went back and revisited 16 Stone and I forgot how great of an album that was because it nails the grunge stuff, but it was one foot in the alternative world. And he writes good songs. Like they wrote good songs.
Yeah, banger
And
after banger on that record.
yes, yes, yes.
Razor Blade has really good tracks on it as well, but I think 16 Stone's way
Why,
better.
why, Tim? I don't remember. Why did that not get the attention that it deserved? Was it because the tastes were changing? I don't remember what happened. It just seemed like it never got the pop that 16 Stone did.
I don't know. I couldn't tell. You would think that band, how big 16 was, that it would be huge, but I don't think it really was. I mean, we should probably look at the
Mm-mm.
album sales, but like that record just did not hit. But God, dude, there's great tracks on that as well, man. That's even the new record they did a couple years ago is really good songs on it. Dude just writes great
Uh,
songs.
well, it's 3 times platinum in the United States.
Razor Blade,
Yeah, so it obviously sold. Um,
but no one ever talks about it.
No, no, and I think that's you're right. I think nobody ever talks about it. Where is the 16 Stone? So 16 Stone went 6 times platinum.
Oh,
So I went from 6 million sold to 3 million sold. What a my God, what a giant inconvenience. But I mean, it is not questionable that the album sold half what the previous album did. But at the same time, I went back and I listened to Razor Blade Suitcase, and I never gave that a chance when I first heard it when it first came out. And I went back again and I went, God damn, Gavin Rossdale can write some good songs.
yeah, he can write a hit, man.
Yeah, he definitely
Definitely.
can write a hit. All right, so
Um,
next, go on, Tim.
I I I do go back and look at them lists, and I'm just like most of it. I'm like, I don't really need to fuck with any of this stuff. I think
Uh,
I think a lot of the stuff we went back, I went not back to, but I dug into were like a lot of the Nothing record stuff, like the two record. That record's amazing.
so perfect segue. That was unplanned. That was unplanned. The next episode I want to talk about is Nothing, the Nothing
Okay.
label. And we covered, God, we covered 24 bands in that episode. You went back and you liked two, right?
Fantastic record.
I forgot how good that album was until I went back and listened to it.
That opener is fucking amazing.
Yes, yes.
What's it
And
called again?
is it Peg? No.
I think it's like I am something or something. Really
I am
fucking
a
good though.
pig. I am a
Yeah.
pig.
Yeah, that record, I was super surprised at that record, man. I listened, I was like, whoa, where has this been?
That was one of the episodes that we did that sent me back down memory lane because not only just the Nine Inch Nails stuff, Pop Will Eat Itself. I know you were
Yeah.
like, this isn't my
Yeah.
thing. It is it's really weird, but I like back then I really liked it. I went back and listened to the Prick album again, and that was one of those. The first half is fantastic. The second half kind of tapers. I didn't mess with Trust Obey. I did mess with some of the Meat Beat Manifesto stuff, but I'm
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
that stuff. Pig. Well, I've heard Pig before. We've talked about Manson. What else, Tim? What else? Two. Did you go into 12 rounds at all? Did you look at that?
I checked out every single band on that we
Okay.
talked about.
Okay.
Oh, there are only a couple stuck out, but that two record is amazing.
It definitely is. So people who are listening, go back and check out two. And if you like the electronic stuff, all three of the bands that we talked about, Plaid, Oshir, and Square Pusher, all phenomenal. Stay away from Einsters and Neubauten. Just it's I I get into some weird shit. That is some weird shit. That is some
Definitely.
really weird shit. So we're gonna get a little more recent, Tim. The Godflesh episode we did with John Detox. Did you go back and forth in that catalog? What did you find? What did you like? What did you not like?
The later catalog stuff is awful.
Oh, the
Not gonna
newest
lie.
stuff?
The
Yeah.
newer stuff is trash.
Yeah.
But like I didn't really have to go back because I do dwindle in between that band here and there. But for me, it's still the record we talked about. I'm just forgetting the name of it for some
Pure?
fucking odd reason.
Pure.
Pure's
Was it
great,
pure
but
or hymns? Hymns.
Hymns, I fucking love Hymns. That's a great record.
See, I went back and forth between. So I loved Pure, but it was Selfless, Songs of Love and Hate. Well, no, it wasn't Selfless as much as Songs of Love and Hate and Dub, which is the remix album, and then Us and Them. Those three, I listened to that nonstop for a good 3 weeks, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I loved it, loved it.
Yes, I mean some of it gets a little repetitive, and you're like,
Yeah.
like the Jesu stuff. I'm like, ugh, some of that
Mm.
stuff is just bad. He just
I,
fucking drones on and on for fucking hours. It feels like.
I did go back and listen to that. The EP I really liked. The first album was okay. It's you have to be in that mood to listen to that type of music because you're going to get 7.5
Absolutely.
minute just yeah.
Yeah, you have to be in the mood for droning.
Yes, yes. So after Godflesh, we did the Downward Spiral. Did you
That
go digging back and forth into the catalog after that episode?
absolutely, but I always listen to Nine Inch Nails, so that's not a. I listen to Pretty Hate Machine once a month at least. Downward Spiral, it's just that's a record I put on when I'm drinking.
Dude, I will tell you, I finished that episode and I still listened to that album nonstop for a good week
Oh fuck
because
yeah.
it was I misremembered how much I really enjoyed it. And again, good pair of headphones makes all the difference.
Yeah, the
You know, you're
Fragile is a fucking journey. I love that
well,
record.
I went to that next, and I went, oh, I don't really remember that. I just remember it being long, and it was arguably a little too long, but there are some great songs on that album.
Yeah, and then Year Zero is great, and then yeah, all that stuff's great. But yeah, that's not something I had to go back to because I always listen to them. So
Okay, okay. And the last episode we're going to touch on is we just released it. I think it was today. The A Trip Down Memory Lane #3. So this was 2004. Jimmy Eat World, Green Day, U2, Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin, Papa Roach, Interpol, Linkin Park, Franz Ferdinand. Did you go back and rest around with any of this stuff?
I did. The fuck, I Chevelle, I always listen to. I just love that band. Jimmy Eat World, that one record we always talk about, I listen to again. It's so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bleed, what's it called? Bleed American.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that record is fucking phenomenal. I listened to the record before that that gets all the love. I forget what that's called. Maybe the
Uh,
self-titled.
what was that called? It was Clarity.
Yeah, Clarity. Because I know they did like a anniversary show that's like high def on YouTube. That's really good.
Yes.
That doesn't really have as many good songs on it, in my opinion, though.
No, no, and the funny thing is that was through Capitol Records. Like that was they were on Capitol and got dropped. They went into the studio and then they did Bleed American.
Yeah, I for some reason that made me go back. They weren't on the list, but I went back and did Identity Crisis and all that from Thrice. Dude,
Okay.
them records are so good.
I need to go back and give that a real listen because I remember loving the
Artist in the Ambulance is great.
no, it was The Illusion of Safety. I
Illusion of
love
Safety's great,
that
yeah.
album. And then after that was what? The Artist in the Ambulance, where I think they got more commercial, which is okay. But at that point, I was in my early 20s. I was like, what do you mean no commercial? Why would you add clean vocals? And I was gone.
They redid the whole Artist in the Ambulance record as well. I don't know if it's full, I can't remember if it's fully out, but I know they re-recorded the entire record with like guest appearances and shit.
Why?
And some of the songs I heard were like, why? Why did you do that? It's good, but it's like I don't understand why you
Good, but
needed
it's
to
different.
read. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good but different. I don't understand why you needed to redo it.
I mean,
Let
did
me
they change the
actually
arrangement, Tim?
Nah, this it's hard to say. I don't remember. I think I listened to it at like fucking 2 in the morning one night. Let me see. Oh
I
shit.
yes, this was not. This is a Brian McTernan album. What is not surprising? Not
He did
surprising at
it?
all. Yep.
Yeah, it's called The Artist in the Ambulance Revisited. It came out last year.
Okay.
re-recorded their 2003 breakout with guests. So Sam Carter's in it, Andy Hull,
Okay.
Holy Fawn, Be Well, Hot Water Music, Curl Up and Die. Yeah. Shit. I wonder who re-recorded it. I wonder if Brian McTernan did it again.
Brian McTernan produced the original album, but it didn't say that I don't know. Let's see if I can find where's the 20th anniversary 2023 re-recording. Here we go. Uh okay, it doesn't say who produced it.
Yeah, production and engineer, producer thrice engineer Tepai Teranishi. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess
He's the
thrice did it.
guitarist. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is the guitarist. Yeah, so I guess he must have
Yeah,
recorded it then.
okay.
Yeah, you should check it out though. It's got some cool stuff in it.
You know what band I did go back and listen to? Mainly because well, I forget how right about the same time we recorded this episode, we started talking about STP at some point, and I went back and listened to Velvet Revolver,
Ugh.
which it's Weiland's voice, man. Like
Yeah.
I got into it because of his voice. I really don't give a shit about the Guns N' Roses guys and whatever, but his voice was something to behold. Something to behold.
Yeah, what about fucking apparently Linkin Park's getting back together with like some female vocalist or something? Like why?
You can't recapture the glory of what once was.
You
It's
can't.
better to let it go and get together and do something new or something different, but don't carry on under the same moniker. Like, especially with the history of that band, the legacy of Chester, the fact that he's gone by his own hand. Like, I don't know why you'd want to dig that back up. Me personally, as a fan, like, if you want to get the whole same band together, change a singer and call it something different, I'm all for it. But just redoing it under the same. I mean, the difference between that would be a band like Kitty, who is now reformed, and they've got, I think, 3/4 of the original band, and they're making new music. Okay, great. That's great. That's great. But
Dude,
you can't
that
replace Chester.
that new Kitty song is probably the best song they've ever done.
I got it in queue. I haven't got to it yet.
It's fucking great. There's a video for it. We should do it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it. So, Tim, I think that catches us up to actually today on all the stuff we've released. I just wanted to talk about oh, you know what we didn't talk about? We just recorded the episode. It hasn't been released yet. Albums turning 20, turning 30.
Oh yeah,
Did you go back and do any digs with those?
yeah. I did a lot with that.
Okay.
Absolutely, man. A lot of the first two Acacia Strain records. Holy
Oh
fuck,
my
they're
God,
heavy.
they're so ignorant. So ignorant.
Yeah, 3750 is beyond ignorant. God damn, that record's heavy as fuck. I went back and did All the Shadows Fall last week.
Okay.
Amazing fucking band. One of the best bands ever, in my opinion. Just straight, if you just like straight up metal, I mean, come on, man. Like fucking, even the record they did before they broke up, Fire from the Sky, that record's incredible.
I don't think I've ever heard that. I don't
Yeah,
think I've
it's
ever heard that.
2012 that came out. That record has fucking riffs upon riffs on it. I can't wait for the new shit. I did a lot of the 30-year stuff. There's one band we talked about with Detox. Something Driver. What the fuck was it called? I forget what the fuck it was, but I went back to it and I was like, yeah, this record's good.
I
Now
don't
I
know.
forget what it's
I got
called.
notes everywhere. I just don't know which one it was.
It might not be
Um,
Driver or I just forget what the fuck it was, but goddamn, it was good.
I
Um,
I did some digging into the 20th episode. So I did back the first two Acacia Strain albums. I went back and listened to Atreyu's The Curse.
yeah, actually, I
And
did that day we were talking about it. Yep.
with my tongue in my cheek, I really enjoyed it.
I'm not really that big of a
I
fan.
mean, it's total cheese. It's a metalcore band that said, "Hey, let's rip off Motley Crue. Let's just steal that vibe." I went back and listened to The Oncoming Storm by Unearth, and
I
I
always
really
listen to that.
enjoyed
That's
it.
great.
Under Oath, The Changing of the Times, the first album, which I think is amazing.
Third album.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was the third album, right? Because they did the two black metal ones. I went back and listened to Ashes of the Wake, and I forgot how fun that album is. Like, it's no frills, but it really is fun. And then I fell down a rabbit hole with Isis and Pelican, And
I listened to that ISIS record that day you sent it to me. Fuck the one with the crazy break part in it.
Celestial.
Yeah, I listened to that record. That's fucking great. There's I just can't remember. You totally just threw this one on me, and I was like, whoa, I wasn't ready for this.
Yeah, but we got a decent episode out of it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It gives a
Yeah,
fuck.
there was a lot that I dug back in, and I was like, "Ooh, I forgot how much I really enjoyed this." And then there was some where I was like, "Yeesh." I'm not trying to talk shit on anybody, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean that 2004 episode is great. When people hear that, they're gonna, or I mean, by the time this comes out, I'm sure they heard it. But yeah, there's a lot of records out on
yeah.
there that
What
I'm
what
like,
was there was a couple of bands that we forgot that I was like, "How did we miss that?" Oh, 100 Demons,
oh,
Scars of Tomorrow, Walls of Jericho. I think there was a First Blood album.
what
Um,
Scars of Tomorrow? Because I love that band.
Rope Tied to the Trigger.
Yeah, great record.
Oh, I went back and listened to that lately, and I was like, "Yo!" I actually got a chance to hang out with the bassist and talk to him at the last Hellfest, and nice dudes. But I thought Rope Tied to the Trigger and the one after, I think it's the Horror of Realization, which was their second victory one. I thought that one was great too, like great solid metalcore, really solid.
They always got shit on for some reason, but I don't know
They
why.
they always did, and you know what? I think they're gonna come up when we do that episode of forgotten bands with banger first tracks,
Yeah.
because there's I got a whole list, dude, of shit that I love the first track.
Oh fuck yeah, I could think of like 10 of them right now.
Yeah, off the top of your head. All right, so New Breed underscore podcast, Instagram and Twitter, newbreedpodcast@gmail.com, 267-297-4627 for all your complaints, comments, and concerns. Find us on r/new metal. Find us on our Facebook group. Hope you enjoyed this. If the response is good, we'll do it again when we get another whole another chunk of episodes under our belt. So until next time and next week, it's Jay and Tim saying cheers.
Later.